Hi, I'm Chef Alex, and today it's springtime, and what a better way to celebrate with ice cream. Hi, I'm Chef Alex, and welcome back to our house. Today we're going to debunk ice cream, something that has become so complicated. All right, so let's start out with what's going to take me the longest to do, okay? And that is infuse this cream with the orange, all right? So we're going to make 2 cups of orange ice cream, okay? So how do we do that? Well, this is, first of all, let's correct something that's going on YouTube, on the internet, everywhere. A bunch of BS. I'm going to call bullshit on it right here, right now, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate it to you. So when you see a citrus flavored ice cream, you're always going to see somebody putting a citric acid inside their ice cream. Orange juice, lemon juice, something. Okay? So, this is an orange that I've cut in half. This is some milk. Alright? So, we pour a little bit of that in there, and then we'll continue to talk. Okay? So, the best way to do this ice cream, alright? In this case, we're going to do 2 cups. We're going to do 2 cups here, 2 cups there, and 2 cups there in our demonstration. Okay? So, I'm going to take the rind of 1 orange. Alright? Alright? That's the rind right there. Okay? I'm going to take as much of the white as you can. A little bit is okay. Alright? And as the reason why, I'm going to explain. Okay? You're going to drop that into the cream, and it's nice and cold. You do not put any juice in this cream. Okay? If you were to do that, you would get this. It's curdling. It's turning into lumps. Okay? So what you don't want to do is you don't want to curdle your milk. Alright? So we're going to put it inside, we're going to put the rind inside the cream. Why? Well, because inside the rind is all the flavors that are in the juice. Okay? There's no need to put the juice and curdle the milk. And then you're not going to have ice cream. You're going to have frozen curds and whey. Okay? Totally different texture. That's why when you do that and you add it, you're like, it has a funky little texture. It's because it's broken. All right? So what do? You take the rind. You take the orange with just a tiny bit of the white. Okay? That will give you the sweet and the bitter without any of the acid destroying your cream. All right? So I'm going to set that aside and let that cook. Now that the demo's over, I can throw out the sacrificial milk. Now, here we have 2 cups of heavy cream and 2 cups of heavy cream. All right? Now, ice cream starts out the same way in every time. All right? And we're going to go back to the KISS method. Think a restaurant and how they want to make money and they want to do it on 1 or 2 ingredients. So they want to do it on 1 or 2 ingredients. And this is how they did it. You whip cream, you add sugar and a little vanilla, and you freeze it. Lo and behold, come back in an hour, you have vanilla bean ice cream. That's it. If you go to the market today and you look at the ice creams, they have 1,000 ingredients. Okay? But the reality is that ice cream is whipped cream, sweetened whipped cream with flavor that you freeze. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you now. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to do exactly the same thing on both. All right? And that is, we're going to put this on low, and we're going to whip this a little bit. Come over here in our second batch. Now remember, the kitchen is all about mise en place, which is everything in its place. So in this case, I'm doing more than one ice cream. So I'm doing all the steps that have to be done together. Okay? Now, once you have a little bit of froth going on, you're going to come over here and you're going to take your confectioner sugar, which is powdered sugar, and you're going to go a little bit. Okay, so this is a 1/2 cup measure, and I'm putting, I want to say, 1/2 in each, so 1/4 cup in each. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue to whisk. Starting to get frothy. Same thing over here. I'm going to get it to that stage. Then we're going to add more sugar and do the same thing. All right, more or less the same. Now we're going to take another 1/2 cup. Divide it in half. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now after this, we're going to taste it for sweetness. All right, so now we're going to whip them up to just before stiff peaks. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Sorry about that. Now, everything here, as you can see, is exactly where we want it. Alright? So the next thing here on this first one is I'm going to add maybe 2 tablespoons of vanilla bean paste. Okay? And to the second one, I'm adding a couple of handfuls of chocolate chips. And a little drizzle of caramel. Alright? Now, look how simple this is, guys. I'm stirring in sin right here. This just a little bit more. And there it is. That's that one. That's ready. All right. This one. We're going to leave just like that. So here we're going to cover this like so. Goes into the freezer. Ooh, baby. I love my job. So vanilla bean goes in here. And I'll be right back to show you how to do the orange. All right, so it's been an interesting morning. We're ready to do our orange flavored ice cream. All right. So now that we debunked that you should not put orange juice in your milk. By the way, that's a source of a bellyache in a lot of places. So come around over here so you can see what we got going on. So everything that I told you before, all right? We have 2 cups of cream and the rind of 1 orange, all right? So what are we going to do here? We're going to get this hot, all right? We want this to get nice and hot, but we do not want to scorch it, because if you scorch a little bit, it'll ruin the whole thing, okay? So as you can see, I'm already almost there. So what are we doing here? Essentially, we're bringing up the rind to a certain temperature where the rind is going to release its essential oils. Okay? The longer you leave it in there, the more bitter it'll get. Okay? So this is a 15 to 20 minute steep, and that's it. All right? I've tried this every which way but loose. I've left it in there overnight, and it just makes it bitter. All right? So if you leave this in there for 10 to 20 minutes, that's perfectly fine. All right? The time that it's cooking here, that it's getting hot, plus another 10 minutes, and that's pretty much there. So what we want essentially is to warm it up. Okay? Well, we'll give it a few more seconds so you can see the. It's not going to hurt it. So as you can see, it's coming up the sides. Okay? Now you can reduce this if you want. You can concentrate this, but after 5 or 10 minutes, take out the rind and then continue to reduce. All right? Don't reduce it with the rind in it. All right? So now what you're going to do here is you're going to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes because it's already been 5 minutes over here. Okay? So another 5 minutes, then you take this out and you let it cool down in the refrigerator thoroughly, and then we'll come back and we'll make orange ice cream that is not frozen curds and whey. All right, so we're back, and this is very fast here. This is just like the other two, right? Once the orange infused cream cools down in the refrigerator until it's ice cold, then we're going to come back over here and we're going to put it on low. And just like in the other one, I'm going to start by making a froth. Add a little bit of air. And once it starts to get a little thick, we'll start to incorporate, right here, we'll start to incorporate our confectioner sugar. Now on the last one we had half a cup. Do the same thing here. We're going to go 2 steps. Half. We're going to incorporate it. Come over here. Okay, so here. Once you've already created the suspension, the sugar, because it's heavy, it won't really flatten it that much. Now in a second or two, we're going to do the same thing again. As you can see, that's nicely incorporated. All right, here's our second half. Come back over here and start over. Now I'm going to stop it here for a second because I have to taste it, okay? Taste it to make sure that it's good on sugar. It's going to need a little bit more sugar. So we're going to go with another half a cup. I'm sorry, quarter cup, because that's a half a cup measure. So that's 3. And now we're going to take it to this 15th. If you could. So here we're going to take it all the way. Nothing to put in here, so I'm going to go all the way to nice stiff peaks. Which we're almost there. Another 5 or 10 seconds. We're almost there. See where it soft peaks? Alright, so we're back. All our ice creams are done. Now, this took approximately 2 to 3 hours between, mixing, putting it all together, and then even the steeping and getting it cold. 2 to 3 hours. Okay. So everything is frozen. Everything is looking good. All right. So let me show you. Now, this first one may not get plastic. That would be better. Now, this first one is the caramel chocolate chip. All right. Now, Now the caramel chocolate chip, of course, is going to get caramel on top. Okay? And over here, we have vanilla bean. Come over here so you can see. Okay? And you see all the little speckles? Oh, that's the vanilla. That's all in there. And look, you see how it comes up? You can see it's a beautiful little ice cream. Okay? That's your vanilla bean ice cream. Make sure we get it all. And over here, come over here and stay over here so we can see. So over here you have, this is, if you notice, it looks exactly like the other ones. This is the orange ice cream. Okay? Looks exactly like the other ones. The only difference is this is orange. See? See? Look how ice cream, look at that, huh? Look at that, it's gorgeous. So we're saying, again, we were saying, ice cream is a couple of ingredients, all right? It's cream, confectioner's sugar, and your flavoring. That's the essence of ice cream, okay? So, for the orange, you know, if you want to do something to it, to identify that what you got is yours. Now, another thing you could do is you could candy this, okay? You can take these little rinds here, essentially, and you can candy them, which means that you're going to take this and you're just going to boil it in sugar until they get ultra sweet and absorb the sugar, okay? So here we have 3 flavored ice creams that we made at the same time, the same day. They all took a couple of hours to make, as you can see. Wouldn't take long. I think the video is like 15-20 minutes long. So think about it. That's pretty much how long it takes. So here we have orange, essence of orange ice cream, vanilla bean, chocolate chip with caramel. See how easy that was, guys? I hope you make it. I hope this is as easy for you as it was for me to make. And remember, learn to cook, and you'll eat better for the rest of your life.